Hi, I'm Javan Lockhart with Healing Hearts of Indy. I'm a therapist here on the north side of Indianapolis at 96 in Keystone, just off of Whitley Drive. And this week I'd like to kind of tag along to last week's video and blog on premarital counseling, but discuss more dating after a divorce or a major relationship breakup. Most of what I see is second and third marriages where dating or getting back into the dating arena is causing a lot of anxiety in somebody's life, which is understandable considering that a first and a second marriage did not work out in the first place. Many times clients come to a very healthy conclusion that perhaps there's something more internal with them going on that does not allow them to have the fulfilling marital relationship that they're really looking for. And they come to see me to find out what they can know before getting into another marriage or into another dating relationship. Some of what are the current concerns that I hear are oftentimes mistakes. You know, am I going to make the same mistake again? I feel like I'm marrying the same person over again, but some things are different, but some things are the same. Maybe I shouldn't be married at all. Maybe I should just be single the rest of my life and just date every now and then. Well, there's no right answer. Whatever you decide to do or not to do is really up to you, and there's not a wrong and a right way to be dating. But I can provide some important insight into relationships. A couple of things to remember is that you are always the common denominator in all of your life experiences. And though the experiences might feel different, you're the one thing that's remaining the same. So if you're the one element that stays the same as a person, your personality stays the same, you might be a little more comfortable being open with some people versus other people, but how you manage and see things is going to stay the same whether you're dating 2 or 3 different people at different times. That's not going to change. So we can assume that you're bringing your own interpersonal relationship information into every relationship, and that will always be there. The other thing to remember is that relationships aren't always great. There's a time when things feel great, and there's a time when the reality comes into play, and the honeymoon is over, and you see the person's flaws just like they can see yours. So those two things are really important to understand. Falling in love doesn't mean our flaws go away, or that our childhood issues have been resolved, or that life is going to change. It's kind of like having a new car or a new house or a new outfit. Eventually those things don't really hold as much newness to them. And not that people are like cars or houses or clothes. People are much more important than that. But the way you tend to feel around people will change dramatically depending on how new the relationship is or how deeply involved in the relationship you've become over time. So some of the things that we've learned in marriage counseling is that some of the intimacy patterns repeat themselves throughout a person's life. So for example, if someone really doesn't like that they tend to feel like they get walked on a lot, or they feel like a doormat in one relationship, the tendency for them to choose somebody who is bringing that out in them over and over again is pretty common, and the numbers are pretty high. The chances of somebody who's more passive recreating that passivity in their life is probably very high. So there are ways that we can change those kinds of relationships, or that way that that person relates to other people or meeting new people, because we can alert ourselves to that. Now, you're not going to be able to change who you are, but being aware of what causes you pain and how you walk yourself into certain relationship issues is different than being in denial about it. And that's why a lot of people come to marriage counseling. One is to uncover things that we've been in denial about, not because we're in denial on purpose, but it's become our very normal way of being. And what is normal for one person is not normal for another person. It's just different. And there's nothing wrong with being different. It just is different. So being able to understand how your normal works with another person's normal without the judgment or shame or the fear is really how marriage counseling or relationship counseling can help you have a better dating experience. It can be very intimidating based on past divorce or separation or very hurtful breakups to enter into the dating arena or even consider falling in love or trusting another person. And that's very normal. I like to put out there how much of a risk we all take in trying to connect with another person, with all the expectations out there about how much money we're supposed to make or how we look or all those kinds of things. Everybody goes through that. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is whether or not you have a relationship that feels fulfilling for you. And if that's not the case, then it's important to figure out how it is that you can come to find yourself in a relationship that is fulfilling based on the things that you can change about yourself or how you interact with someone to attract to you that type of fulfilling experience. I'm going to write more on this on my blog for this weekend. Please feel free to contact me if you need to make an appointment. You can text me at 317-224-3211, or you can reach me on email at Javan, that's J-A-V as in Victor, A-N, at healingheartsofindy, that's with a Y.com. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.